Hey guys, Jacob here. It is June 28th, 2022. This is going to be this week's vendor reset. As usual, we're going to be starting at the base of ops and making our way all the way to the Dark Zones and then also Haven. The front desk vendor this week are selling the Glory Days. This is the perfect nearsighted P416, which gives you guys 100% stability at the cost of negative 35% optimal range. So if you guys are trying to collect all the named gear and weapons, I would recommend grabbing this. Next is going to be the max weapon handling on this 511 chest piece, if you guys need that for your stat library. But other than that, that's going to be about it for the front desk vendor, at least the items that are max roll. If you guys need any of the other items, I just would recommend picking them up if you need a stat, or just need them for a build you're trying to test. Shout out to DOD and Kamikaze Von Doom. This is the clan vendor, and this week they're selling the Reliable. This one has 9.5 critical hit chance, which is max for LMGs if you guys need that. But overall, that's pretty much the only maxed item they are selling at the clan vendor. So if you guys need any of these other items, I would recommend picking them up. One item I would recommend is going to be these Aurelia Holdings gloves if you guys are trying to find triple reds. But other than that, if you need any of the talents, I would recommend grabbing them. Next up is going to be the Theater Settlement, which is located on the right side of the map. Then after the Theater Settlement, then we have the campus, which is invaded this week, but luckily they made it where you could still view the vendor when it's invaded. Used to, weren't able to do that. And this week at the Theater Summit, they're selling the Mob. This one has max damage to armor, and obviously armor on kill, which makes it unique. And it has in sync, and you can change the shotgun damage to something else you're liking. Also, you could change in sync to something else you're liking, because for one, you already have two stats that are maxed on this, and you can just optimize that shotgun damage and have a triple stat mop and add it to your collection. I'm also going to point out these Sombra gloves. If you guys are trying to find triple red, at least ones with headshot on them, you can make these work if you're new. Get rid of the weapon handling and put critical hit chance or critical hit damage. And they're also selling at max weapon damage if you guys need that for knee pads. It's almost 15%, but it is 14.5, which you can cap off. But that's going to be about it for the Theater Settlement. Next up is going to be the Campus Settlement, which is located on the left side of the map, and it is invaded. Or basically it's being controlled. But as soon as you load in, it will not affect the settlement. Unlike back in the day when it was being pretty much, surrounded, you couldn't even go to the vendor and you had to clear that. Now, you can just go over here and just walk to the vendor. This week they're selling the Scalpel. If you guys need this, this is Future Perfection on the named sniper rifle. But I know a lot of you guys don't really care much for snipers in this game, but if you guys need it, I would recommend grabbing it. Next is going to be max damage charts off cover on this MG5 if you guys need that for LMGs for your stat library. But other than that, that's really about it for the vendors in the open world, or at least the normal settlements. So now we're going to move to the Dark Zone, which is going to be DZ West, South, and East. And keep this in mind, if you are new and you just started playing, you will need DZ resources to pretty much buy anything from these vendors, unlike Division 1, where the DZ pretty much currency was just currency that were a little different, and you can get them from doing pretty much anything. Pretty much the currency in this game, you have to go deconstruct gear, make sure it goes into your contamination bag, and extract it out of the Dark Zone, or open tiny little caches scattered around the DZ, which will give you one resource per cache. And this week they are selling the Death Grips. These are the 511 perfect, or these are the, I guess the name not perfect, but the armor on kill, which are 10%. So if you guys are trying to make an armor on kill build, I know a lot of you guys will definitely want to pick these up. And you can't change that health to something else to your liking, because personally I think health is useless in this game, unlike it was in Division 1 where you had toughness. But that's going to be about it for the DZ West vendor. And then we have DZ South, which is right over here. The very bottom of the map. Then you're going to run all the way over here to the far left, and this is the DZ South. This week they are selling the gift. This one does have max status effects. If you guys are trying to make a weird status effect skill haste, build with this, if you need it, I would grab it at the same time. I know a lot of you guys are still looking for that triple stat red one, which they did have for sale a while back. So if you didn't grab it, hopefully they'll sell it again pretty soon. But overall, that's going to be about it for DZ South. And then finally, we have DZ East, which is located on the right side of the map, which will be the last Dark Zone that we take a look at, and then we'll be heading to Haven. Now, this one does take a second to run to. You can always go to the checkpoint and just walk out the door, but I always just spawn here. It's force of habit, and also sometimes the loading screen at the door takes forever. It's going to run all the way up here and take a right.
Welcome, Agent.
And this is the DZ East vendor. This week they're selling Ekham's long stick sniper rifle with perfect ranger if you guys need that. But other than that, looks like they're not really selling any max rolls at DZ East, but if you guys need any of this stuff, I would recommend grabbing it. Next is going to be the final location, and that's going to be the expansion, which is going to be Haven. And keep this in mind, there are only 2 vendors in Haven, unless you count the Countdown vendor. But the 2 vendors that they have here do not sell any named items, so you just have your basic high-end gear. Keep that in mind. So if you're trying to collect named items, these vendors will never have them unless they potentially add them in a future update. But at the moment, they do not. This is the front desk vendor, and this week they're selling your basic high-end gear. Like I said, if you guys need any of this, I would recommend grabbing it. And he's not selling any max roll either, which, you know, that really sucks. And if you go through here, take a left, then go right, and you'll see Roy Benitez right over here. And this week, he's selling 1 item that has max rolls, or a max stat, almost 2. He's selling max critical chance for rifles. He's also almost selling max critical chance for SMGs. It's 20.5, so you can buy this if you need it. But overall, that's really going to be about it for this week's vendor reset. If you guys need any of these items, I would recommend grabbing them. And also, a quick little update. I know some people have been asking me why the lack of Division 2 content. It's mostly the fact that, 1, I still love this game, but at the same time, I'm getting a little burned out on it, so I'm playing a few other games in the meantime, which some of you guys have hopped in the Dying Light 2 stream. And I will be making a video very, very soon what I'm going to start publishing in the future of this channel. Obviously, it's going to be Division Heartland once they officially release it. Still Division 2 when they have more stuff coming out, and I'll be playing it a little bit more. But there's also games down the road like the Dead Space reboot, Resident Evil 4, and potentially even some really fun multiplayer Modern Warfare 2 moments when they release that in October. But like I said, thanks all for watching.